Welcome back, everybody. You know, it sounds like a riddle, but it's really common sense. What's very important to have, but is often overlooked?
It's insurance coverage. Attorney and partner at Herrling Law Firm, Katelyn Sandfort, is here to talk about why it's important to understand the coverage you have. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. How are you?
We're good. So from an injury or accident perspective, what is the most important factor that people need to understand when it comes to insurance?
So I think many people, when they are thinking about re-upping their premiums, re-upping their insurance policy, are looking strictly at what is the most cost-effective manner. And I know that's important for most folks, but it's really important to make sure that in addition to having coverage which protects damage to your car, are you properly protected if you yourself are injured, or if, God forbid, you cause an accident and someone else is injured in that situation?
I know liability is a key word, and there are several different types of liability insurance. What should we know?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, as it relates to liability coverage, typically you're going to see it both under your homeowner's or rental policy and also your automobile policy, your car policy. And in that situation, what that means is the liability coverage is protecting you if someone else gets injured. So what you're buying by paying your premiums on a monthly or annual basis is protection up to a certain level, whereby if you injure someone, assuming their injuries don't exceed that amount of damages, the insurance company is going to pay for it. So you're not personally liable. People aren't going after your bank accounts or your home or anything like that.
Should we be looking to protect ourselves from underinsured or uninsured people in our community?
Yes, and we actually see this a lot in my line of work, where people, again, understandably are trying to minimize costs, and they'll reject, for example, what's called underinsured motorist coverage, or UIM coverage. But what that means is if that person is then in an accident and they're hit by someone who has low limits, you know, $25,000 or $50,000 sounds like a lot of money, unless you have to spend a night or two in the hospital or need a knee surgery. That goes very, very quickly because medical bills are extensive and expensive. So it's important to have a decent amount of UIM coverage so that in that unfortunate situation where you're injured due to the negligence of another person, you're protecting yourself.
And when choosing an insurance policy, cheaper isn't always better.
Oh, absolutely not. And again, I understand every family has to weigh the pros and cons, right? We all, you know, everyone would like great insurance limits and to pay very, very little. But the problem is that those two ideas are not going to work together. So I always advise my clients that when they're thinking about what type of insurance to get and the amount of liability coverage, or UIM/UM, uninsured motorist coverage, to really factor in what can your family afford, and within that budget, try to obtain the highest limits that you can.
Give us your best tip for understanding our policy, though. It's a lot to weed through.
Oh, it is. So the very front of your insurance policy could be anywhere between 50 pages and 100 pages, right? But at the very beginning, there's going to be something called the declarations page. And that outlines what type of coverages you've bought and what you've paid for them. And I always recommend, if you're not sure what you have, get on the phone with your insurance agent. You're buying typically your policy through them. They're there to help and guide you. So if you have questions, just get on the phone with them and say, hey, do I have sufficient limits? Do you think I need to up this? Is there something I currently have on my policy that I don't need, for example? Sometimes people forget that maybe they've changed houses, or they've added a new, a family member is now driving. It's a good idea to have regular communications with your insurance agent.
Well, you know who else is there to help and guide you if there is an accident? It's Herrling Law Firm. And you will find their offices in Appleton, Green Bay, Oshkosh, and Wapaka.
HerlingClark.com, a great place to start.
Thanks, Katelyn.
Thank you so much, ladies.